Hi, I'm Nick Barr from nickbarfishing.com, and today we're going to talk about the mechanics of pitching and flipping. One thing is the wrist. From my favorite Adam Sandler movie, Happy Gilmore, it's all in the hips. Well, it's all in the wrist. The key thing with pitching is that you have to be able to use your wrist and use your arm all in one motion to be able to get the bait out there. And lifting the rod tip up is also key to keeping the bait sliding along the water, above the water, so it doesn't fall into the water and make a big splash and scare fish. So the key thing is to pull out enough line where the line pretty much meets the reel. So that way you can get a good pendulum motion, being able to flip the bait out there. So with using your wrist, enough to the reel, and then I'm a right-handed person, but I like using a left-hand reel, so everything is with my right hand. So the thing about flipping is you take your line out. It's a little bit different from pitching. Take your line out. I prefer to put it in between thumb and the index finger. And you just pendulum it out there. It's all. Using the wrist, it's more of a straight on. You can't really put your rod to the side. You kind of just go straight, and you let the line flow through your hands and dips into the hole. A little vegetation there. So then you pendulum it back. You drop it in. Pretty simple. The only thing is you got to be able to get a nice fluid motion. The whole thing about pitching and flipping is you need to have a nice fluid motion. The rod is almost staying exactly in the same position. I'm using my hand to control the line coming out. When I drop it in there, it's soft. And I'm using this. My rod is almost staying exactly in the same position. I'm using my hand to control the line coming out. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go down the shoreline, pitch and flip this jig that I got on. What I'm using is a black and blue Terminator jig, and I'm using the new Yamamoto Flap and Hog 2 as a trailer, kind of similar to the Sweet Beaver trailers. So I'm going to go along the shoreline, pitching and flipping, pitch, or flip, little holes and pockets. It's springtime, so there's some high percentage areas, and being able to hit fish right on the head is a key thing to catching fish in spring. So we're going to give it a shot. This is how we do it at nickbarfishing.com.